This is just AMZN on Wednesday, for Wednesday, January 23rd, 2019. Pre-market rallied and it ran up and opened right at the same place that we pivoted at, retesting two lows from earlier in the day yesterday, and just sold off from there. What's pretty amazing is that some of these same levels held really nicely. This one, and then we ran down here, which actually wasn't quite a good value, but we came back up, retesting. Let's see. That's not the one I wanted to talk about. I want to talk about these. Look at this. The low here and the lows here. That's where we ran down to with, a bunch of bearish candles in a row from that rollover. We just took a longer time to get there today from here to here. But then after that, we didn't really pause as much right here, but we came back up a little bit higher here, which is in this one. So I guess maybe this, if you compare this low, and then this high, and then we roll down quicker here. So we had the quick move this range where we were slower, a little slower today. Actually, it's not that much slower, maybe just a couple more candles. And then no, I'm looking at the wrong one again. My bad. Okay, let me sketch this because I keep looking at the wrong thing. Let me see if I can turn this on. Okay, I'm talking about this move yesterday is similar to that move. Today, it just took more time. It took more time to get here. And it was very quick, gosh. So it took like twice as much time, 3 times as much time to do that today as compared to yesterday. And then let me see if I can switch colors. Cool, I haven't switched colors. Okay, then this level here, and that's not a good color. Undo. Haha, cool. Okay, this one, this level. I still don't like that color. All right, bear with me. White should show up nicely. There we go. This level, same as this level, and then this quick sell-off, we did similar to this quick sell-off today. So we have, another great move down into our 16, 17 price, and a really nice bounce off that. But getting there, there was still opportunity here to sell, doing it with some puts, the 1600 puts again. Today, this high right here meant a low at the open of the put, and the 650 price, 650 by 550 I talked about yesterday, probably would not have filled this morning. I didn't have that set up, but the low here is 660. Had you been watching the open, which I didn't do, but I set up an alert once that happened. I'm like, maybe it'll come back down to 7. I'm just going to throw that in there. I should have set it up as a trade. I just set it up as an alert because I was busy all day again. And it triggered here. So it should have worked to do 7 by 6. But what's kind of crazy, I noticed looking back at this, 7 by 6 would have worked. 8 by 7 would have worked. 9 by 8 would have worked. 10 by 9 would have worked. And then if you set it up right here, you could have gotten 11 by 10, but it didn't really get above and then pull back into the range at any point to make, to have you set up 11 by 10. But I always like having a 10 by 9. Like that would have worked. It broke out, came right up to these same highs, pulled back to 10, and then bounced. Had you taken any of those trades, even the last one, 11 by 10, and gotten out when it crossed 16, 17, 54, you probably would have been getting out at like 16. Let's say conservatively 16. That would have been, from 11 to 16 is 5R. From all the way down here at 7 up to 16, that would have been 9R. Yeah, pretty crazy to have that happen. It just, again, it worked. A pullback into a whole dollar, only going up $1 at a time, which how often is that going to happen? I don't know, but it's kind of cool to see, oh, could have gotten in here and just, sold some and played these pullbacks and made, from here, from 7 up to 10 probably, and then it pulled back to 8 and get in again and go up to 10, and then get in at 9 and go up to 11, or actually I guess 11, not 10. You could have gotten 2R, 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 2R. That would have been 8R just trading this, the setup on the pullbacks, looking for 2R each time. And then with the bounce that we had today, so we, just like yesterday, we had a nice bearish candle through, came back up with a hammerish candle, here, pushed up above, had a candle that actually got above, a bullish candle that got above and didn't touch this line. We had that candle there. Then we had a pullback to 16-17-54, a pullback down to 16-17-54, and then a move higher, We just ran out of time during the day yesterday, even though after hours we moved up a little bit, and then pre-market we moved the rest of the way. But today we had time during the day because we got down here so quick, because we started lower than we did up here. We started, about 25 points lower than where we started yesterday. So it had less distance to go, but it had some of the same moves. So looking at this on the daily, this is a really nice hammer candle at a potential support. The 21 exponential is here. The downtrend line is here. I'm not saying it's going to, but it could totally hold this level. Now, what would be a phenomenal is both yesterday, where we had the open and the high were 87 cents off from each other, and today the open and the high were $1.43 apart from each other. From where I'm at now, zoomed out like this, it looks like shaved top candles, but they're not. You can zoom in some more and see that there's some very small, I can't even see it. There's a very small upper wick there. All that to say, if we somehow get a gap up and clear both of these, that'd be really, really bullish. Also, if we get a nice bearish candle moving down, that will trigger a bearish move below these two. That's just a good place to wait for that retest and then get in, because we're going to be down. If we get a move down here and then a retest, we're inside of this downtrend channel again. And it's a matter of seeing, are we going to sell off like this? Are we going to continue lower like we did here? Which move is that going to be? Or are we just going to pull back a little bit, even back to 1500, and then we'll have some massive gap up for earnings, or gap down to the downtrend. I haven't really thought about that. What if it gaps down and opens up below this, but it's still within this downtrend channel? It'd probably be a fade. It'd probably get bought up, especially if it's selling off. People are going to take profits. I don't know. There's some different scenarios. So worth considering as we approach earnings next week. But for playing this right here where it's at, there's definitely some opportunities to see, okay, how are we actually going to play out like this? So after hours today, we're pretty flat like we were yesterday. We'll see if we get a rally at the open. And this, first of all, it's a very nice double bottom that could be forming up, and the neckline is 1657, something like that. Or this could be a retest of some sort of some sort of double top here that we didn't get back up to the neckline. We're a little more bearish, and it's going to keep going lower. We really want to see it get above today's high if we can. But if we start to form a double bottom like this, and we come back up to 1675 or 1680, that would be a great place to see a double top play out with a retest here. While a bunch of people are getting bullish, because of the candle we had today, and it's, it looks like it's a double bottom breaking out. But if that becomes the opportunity to sell it because you have a double top here, you know, it could happen. I'm just kind of speculating some ideas, but what we'll do is we'll just keep an eye on the chart and see how it's moving. It's really cool that we're in this no man's land. That's just a wider area that I don't have some smaller lines. But had you looked back at the uh, the pivots from yesterday, some of them held really nicely today. And so, if we don't have a line in the area, look for a clear pivot because it could do it again and then again. So tomorrow, if we get a little more rally and we come back up into this pivot, it could totally sell off again, or that could be the trap for anybody going bearish today. And see if we can hold, hold any sort of support. Otherwise, look to continue bearish. I zoom back in on day here. We had a really nice inside candle that broke down, retested, and then even just this move here, a breakdown into a really strong hammer that didn't really pick up and keep going up. We just had a kind of a double retest of breaking this. So we had a quick break, a retest, a sell, retest into the low, and then just kind of go sideways, and then another retest here before it just totally collapsed. So there was many opportunities to get in. Each time we had these upper wicks here, even on this one, an upper wick, and then this one, very similarly looking like something's going to happen up in this range, but it's not looking so bullish. This was all these upper wicks were a bunch of the bulls getting in because they thought that's a great hammer. If they're looking at hammers, I'm going to go, this is, it put in the low yesterday. We're just going to take it from here. And looks like a bunch of those folks were stopped out pretty soon. Hopefully stopped out and weren't holding or digging in their heels or something like that. So anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed this video. This is Justin Amazon. Thanks.